Welcome to Real or Fake, the show that blurs the line between reality and imagination. Each episode presents 3 mind-bending stories, some drawn from the annals of history and others spun from the depths of creativity. But here's the twist. It's up to you, the listener, to unravel the enigma. Can you discern which tales are rooted in fact and which ones are expertly crafted works of fiction? Real or Fake will challenge your perception of reality.
Hey folks, gather round because I've got a story that'll make your jaw drop. You won't believe what happened to this fella named Roy. So, there was this guy, Roy, just minding his own business up in a fire lookout tower and boom! Lightning struck him, can you believe it? Searing his leg and knocking off his big toenail. I mean, talk about bad luck, right? Fast forward, Roy's on patrol in Shenandoah National Park when it happens again. Lightning hit him square on, set his hair on fire, and left him with burns all over. Poor guy just can't catch a break. Then, just a year later, Lightning finds Roy again. This time, he's in his truck, and bam! Left shoulder gets zapped. I'm starting to wonder if he had a lightning rod in his pocket or something. And guess what? Roy's inside a ranger station. Lightning comes down, hits his hat, then his shoulder. Burns, burns, burns. It's like Lightning had a personal grudge against the guy. Now, Roy's out on patrol, and guess what? Lightning strikes again, this time injuring his ankle. At this point, you gotta wonder if Roy was just a magnet for trouble. We get it, right? But guess what? So do Roy. He's in his truck again. Lightning hits, causing some minor burns. I don't know about y'all, but I'd be starting to think about staying indoors forever if I were Roy. But hold on, because here comes the kicker. Roy's out fishing, trying to have a peaceful day. And guess what? Lightning strikes him again. His hair's on fire and he's got burns all over his chest and stomach. I mean, come on. Someone up there must have really had it out for the poor fella. So, there you have it, folks. Roy Sullivan, the lightning magnet. 7 strikes and still kicking. Can you believe it? I sure couldn't when I first heard it. But hey, truth is stranger than fiction, ain't it? Stay safe out there and watch out for them lightning bolts.
So, do you believe that this story is real or fake? Roy Cleveland Sullivan was a park ranger in the United States who gained fame for being struck by lightning multiple times and surviving each incident. Sullivan holds the Guinness World Record for the most lightning strikes survived by a single person. Roy Sullivan's remarkable string of lightning strikes earned him the nickname the Human Lightning Rod and made him a legendary figure. Despite surviving all these lightning strikes, he passed away in 1983 at the age of 71 due to a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His life remains an extraordinary testament to the randomness and power of lightning strikes.
Hey, so, some really crazy stuff happened to me and my family, and I just gotta share it. It's still fresh in my mind, and I can't believe how close we came to a real disaster. Okay, so here's the deal. My son Billy comes home from school one day all excited. He's got this star-shaped lick-it-and-stick-it tattoo that they were giving out in school. You know, the kind you just, wet with your tongue and stick it wherever. He thought it was the coolest thing ever. Anyway, he's all grinning and showing me this blue star tattoo, and I'm thinking, "Aw, that's cute." So I tell him to put it on the kitchen counter while I finish up some chores. Fast forward a bit, I'm at the local market doing some grocery shopping when I see these flyers all over the place. They got this picture of the same blue star tattoo that Billy had brought home, and they're warning people about it. I'm like, what the heck? So I grab one of those flyers, and it's saying that this tattoo is soaked in LSD, that crazy stuff that messes with your head, and that people who used it were having, super bad trips. I couldn't believe it. My son had that thing on our kitchen counter. I ditched my cart and ran back home as fast as I could. My heart was pounding, and I felt like I was going to pass out. I couldn't get to Billy fast enough to warn him. I found Billy, and thank goodness he hadn't used the tattoo yet. I grabbed him and we got out of there fast. We headed straight to the hospital to make sure he was okay. They had to wash his skin real good to make sure he didn't absorb any of that LSD stuff. I reported the tattoo to the authorities and they started investigating where it came from. Turns out some messed up person had been handing these things out to kids all over town. They were trying to cause chaos or something. We got lucky, real lucky. If Billy had used that tattoo, who knows what would have happened to him? I can't even bear to think about it. So, here's the thing, folks. Always be careful with what your kids bring home from school. You never know what kind of crazy stuff is out there. And if you ever see a flyer warning you about something, don't ignore it like I almost did. It could save you from a real nightmare.
So, do you believe that this story is real or fake? The Blue Star Tattoo legend is an urban legend which states that a temporary lick-and-stick tattoo soaked in LSD and made in the form of a blue star, or of popular children's cartoon characters, is being distributed to unknowing children in any given area. The legend possibly originated from the fact that an LSD solution is sometimes sold on blotter paper with various designs, including cartoons. No actual cases of LSD distribution to children in this manner have been documented.
One night, Lyndon woke up screaming. It was so loud that I jumped out of bed, practically falling over him. I asked him, "What's wrong? What happened?" He looked at me with fear in his eyes, like I've never seen before, and said, "I had a nightmare, honey." Now this ain't your typical nightmare. Lyndon's a tough guy, and he ain't afraid of no ghost or anything like that. But this dream seemed different. He told me in his shaky voice that in the dream, he found himself in this strange place. There were people all around, crying their eyes out. It was like a big, crowded room. Lyndon said he walked up to a guard, just an ordinary-looking guy, and asked him, "Who died?" And you won't believe what the guard said. He looked straight at Lyndon and whispered, "You." I swear, when Lyndon told me that, I got the chills. It was so eerie, you know? But we didn't think much of it at the time. We figured it was just a weird dream and tried to put it behind us. Now, fast forward 2 weeks. Lyndon and I decided to go out for a fun night. We were heading to see a show, all excited and happy. But then, out of nowhere, I heard a loud gunshot. I froze, and everything around me went blurry. I turned to Lyndon, and my heart sank. He was on the ground, blood pooling around him. I couldn't believe my eyes. It happened so fast, and I couldn't do anything to save him. My husband, the love of my life, was gone, just like that. We never connected Lyndon's nightmare to what happened that night. We still can't make sense of it all.
So, do you believe that this story is real or fake? It is widely believed that Lincoln anticipated his assassination. Lincoln also told his bodyguard, William H. Crook, about having the dreams for 3 straight days. According to the recollection of one of his friends, Ward Hill layman President Abraham Lincoln dreams on this night in 1865 of the subdued sobs of mourners and a corpse lying on a catafalque in the White House East Room. In the dream, Lincoln asked a soldier standing guard, "Who is dead in the White House?" To which the soldier replied, "The president. He was killed by an assassin." Well, there you have it. How did you do? Please show your score in the comment section. We'll love to see it. And were you able to trust your senses? Or are you still trying to make sense of things that's beyond your belief?